الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Please excuse me for being late. I know it's 7:10 and tonight is a very special night. So we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the blessings that He has given us on this month and on these days and in these evenings. This is really a special time, and alhamdulillah, I'm really glad that we come together as a community. Slowly but surely we get together until before Maghrib, and we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We talk about God, we talk about good things. This is the time when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam recommended, and he himself was recommended to get together and to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Surah Al-Kahf, Allah mentions وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ, that be patient with those people who remember God in the morning and in the evening. And the scholars say that evening, it means before Maghrib, between Asr and Maghrib. So this is a very special time, and alhamdulillah, we are here together. Hope that we learn a few things and that we can remember them, and we could proceed with those lessons in our lives. So yesterday, I just want to make a quick follow-up from yesterday's session on anger and anger management, and the clues and the signs, and some of the ways to overcome anger, and so on and so forth. There are a few things that it was kind of left out. I believe that, and I should maybe kind of go over them first and then go to the next topic. Although I do want to also finish early because I wanted to talk about some other issues related to Ramadan, inshallah, just as a community reminder and so on and so forth. So from the anger part, one of the things that I didn't go into any explanation, but I couldn't stress enough on it, is that the anger, the quality of anger, or that trait of getting angry, and anger is something natural, and it's something that is important, and it's something that everyone should have. On the essentials of a person, if a person is being threatened by those essentials of your being and your existence, then to be angry, it's not just only natural, but there's also something that is required. So for example, someone is threatening you for your food, for your living, for your home, for your private place. These are your necessities, and if someone is stepping on your toes in terms of these necessities, then you are not just okay, but you are required to be angry. If someone is stealing from your house, you have to be angry. You can't just say okay. Some people are just so passive, even a devastating information. It could be as simple as, there is a house on fire. Some people are just so you have to be, it's something that is happening. It's putting something into danger, or if you are threatened, you are yourself, you're in danger. And to be angry and to show frustration and to be vocal about it, it's totally fine, and it's actually required. Only a person who's a dumb person, or a person who's not in his proper senses, will not be angry. So, and then the other level, it's about the person's personality. Like someone kind of threatens your personality, someone backbites you, someone kind of looks down upon you. You have to be balanced in getting angry. You are okay, and the scholars have talked about it. Imam Ghazali also mentions that it's fine to be angry, But you have to balance. You have to balance it out. That you cannot go overboard in getting angry, just because someone said something about you. You know, a lot of people just take too much heat of something. You know, something that it could be ignored, or it could be just brushed under the carpet, so to speak. Something not to take it so personal, but some people are just they just can't take it. Any small little thing that it's kind of personal, and they really take it very personal, and they get really upset about it, and they kind of go over the boundary. And therefore, if you look at the seerah of our Prophet ﷺ, there's an incident, a very interesting incident of Umar and Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, that Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said something to Umar, and Umar kind of replied back in an angry form that was kind of too much, and then later on realized and sought his forgiveness, and he said, no, uh, you know, just never mind. And he went to the Prophet ﷺ and he said that, look, I was angry, and he said something like that, and back and forth, and I also went too far, and I'm now asking forgiveness, and he's not forgiving me, and therefore I came to you. And the Prophet ﷺ did call um, Umar, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and he said that, well, okay, I forgive him, but he didn't have to come to you to solve this issue. I was just kind of a little upset at that time. Anyhow, so it even happened during the Sahaba. Many occasions the Prophet Sallallahu Umar radiallahu anhu is very he goes very noticed in terms of there's all these stories that we hear about the Umar radiallahu anhu, this angry person, this kind of tyrant kind of figure. Not to say anything against Umar, astaghfirullah, we shouldn't even say that, but that was kind of a lot of the people, that's how they figure him, that's how they imagine or vision him, this tough dude, who's always like ready to just fight or pick a fight on anything, and ready to reply and ready to jump. He was in one way that way, and therefore the Ansar of once the Prophet ﷺ was sitting with the women, some women around him, and he was talking to them, and they were kind of in a relaxed mode. They were joking, and he was laughing, and suddenly Umar comes in, and they run away. They go to one of the rooms, and the Prophet ﷺ looks at Umar, and he said, "Wow," he's laughing now. That, wow, these women just ran away from Umar. And Umar, when he sees that, he goes and he says to the women that you guys should be, more, respectful, more shameful in front of the Prophet than me. He's the Prophet. So they said, but well, he's more gentle and easygoing than you. And then the Prophet ﷺ followed up that, he's not a person that just outbursts his anger and he gets out of control. He is someone that he knows when to hold back. And therefore the Prophet ﷺ, at that moment, he said that if Umar takes the valley that he takes, the shaitan will take another one. If he takes one street, the Umar radiallahu anhu, if he takes one alley way, the shaitan will take the other. So the Prophet ﷺ managed these type of people, and kind of, as we know, that his life before coming into Islam was different, because we know for a fact that when he knew about, because he was going to kill the Prophet ﷺ, and he knew about his sister and his brother-in-law accepting Islam, and he said that, okay, let me take care of them first. And we know the story. He goes and actually hits his own sister so hard that she's bleeding, and he beats up his brother-in-law as well. So that was the Umar that later on, as we heard last night, that he was the person who said that he praised this person, he praised Allah, that, oh Allah, I praise you that you have put a person in my khilafah, someone that I am ruling, someone who is going to correct my mistakes by a sword. So that was the transformation of what Umar radiallahu anhu then became later on. So he used that, and that's why he became adil. He became the most known for his justice, because he was able to control himself. So that control, right, that adil, which is the factor that controls all these different elements that we have of anger and lust and all those things that we mentioned the other day. So adil, to be modest, and to be just, right? If you're angry, you're angry for the right cause. If someone is, you know, hurting your honor or your family or so on and so forth, those things, you have to be angry, and you're required to be angry, right? Someone is, that's called the ghira. In Urdu also say ghirat, or ghira in Arabic. It's a word that you, um, something that is dear and near to you, you are ready to defend it, for, with, no matter the cost, with anything. And that should be in a right way. It's not, just going and killing someone just because you're غيرة, you feel that type of jealousy, that jealousy, a good jealousy, like the honor of people, the honor of yourself, the honor of someone that you honor, the honor of the Prophet ﷺ, the honor of your tradition, the honor of just a human being. If you see someone being killed, you have to be angry. You have to. That's part of your faith. That's why al-hubbu fillah wal-bughdu fillah, to love and to hate for the sake of Allah. So when you are angry, you're angry also for the sake of Allah. So that was the part that I wanted to reflect on. That anger in itself, it's not a. It becomes bad if it goes out of balance. The third category, however, the first one was your essentials, and then, where you balance out when it comes to yourself, your dignity, and so on and so forth. Even in that second category, if someone, says something bad to you, you know, there's a level of excellence or higher level of, hierarchy in that where you could take revenge. You could say back equally. If someone said something bad to you, you can equally say it back. Or someone hits you, someone hurts you, you can take revenge, but it has to be equal. You cannot go, it cannot be imbalanced. And therefore, the people of taqwa, which is actually the one of the main reasons of fasting, of siyam, is to obtain taqwa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about that in Surah Al Imran in the 4th juz, that wallahu yuhibbul muttaqin الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين. Allah talks about 5 qualities of the people of taqwa, that those who spend, whether they're in difficult situation and when they're in ease, and those who كاظمين الغيظ, those who control their anger, and والعافين عن الناس, and those who forgive people, and والله يحب المحسنين, and Allah loves those who do ihsan, who even excel, who are. There's a interesting story that there was this master who hit his servant, and then because he was angry, and this person and the servant were reminded that the master, that it's a true story, that he read this verse to him, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ, and because he was angry and he yelled at his servant, he said, okay, I should maybe hold on to my anger, thank you. And then the servant kept on saying, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ, and after that is وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ. So to forgive people. So he said, okay, I forgive you. Um, and then he replies for the third time, Wallah yuhibb al-muhsinin, Allah loves those who reach the excellence. And he says, yeah, you are free. So he frees the slave. So, there were people who, just reflect and, immediately, act upon it. It's not like, okay, let's wait, let's plan it out, let's have a whole seminar on it, and then we're going to think about it, and then we may even kind of think of doing it. These were people that when they heard the verse, they just did it. So, Wallahu yuhibbul muhsinin, he did it, and he freed. He was from the people of ihsan. He was the people of excellence, and that's why uh, freed. So, however, in the second category, forgiving, it's also a good thing, as long as you can take it. If you are someone, or if you are a person who's in a situation where if you forgive, it's just going to haunt you for the rest of your life, that I should have done something about it. Sometimes, you just regret that I should have done something. I shouldn't have forgiven this person. But if you forgive someone, you should just forget about it. And you should be able to forgive that person. Um, so, and then the third category is where you get angry just, because you think that you're better. You know better. You are better. You want to get ahead of someone. Just that, so that's that ghayb, that anger, or that ghadab. It's totally wrong, and it's sinful. It's a disease of the heart, and it's actually one of the kabair. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. And one of the things, before I close, one of the things that I didn't mention, I mentioned a few things how to remedy this, a few remedies, but one of the things that is very common practice, but I didn't mention it, is um, you know situational change. It may take away your anger. Like many of the things that I mentioned, this is one very practical thing, that you change the situation. If you're standing, you sit down. If you're sitting, you lay down. If you are in front of that person and that person is just making you angry because he's kind of getting at you every single moment, you just walk away, right? You change the situation. You know, drink water, right? That's one of the ways of, calming down yourself. Um, so that's one of the things that it's a prophetic way to overcome anger whenever it comes to you, that you change the environment, you change the behavior, you change the situation, you change your location, do something different. Do not be in that place, in that situation where it will just get you angry again. um, it's so very, very emotional story of Wahshi, radiallahu anhu, the one who killed the Prophet ﷺ's uncle. And the Prophet ﷺ, even kind of, he was a fugitive at one point when the Prophet ﷺ conquered Mecca, and he ordered that if you find these people, and he gave a few names, and Wahshi was included. And he said that if you find these people, wherever you find them, you just kill them. They don't deserve to live because the mischief that they have put on in this world. And that's what you do. Actually, there's a rahmah, there's a mercy, even getting back to someone, even getting angry at someone. There's a level of mercy there, that you correct that person. Otherwise, if everybody was easygoing and forgiving and calm and no, revenge and not getting angry, then this whole world become a disaster, because then everyone would do whatever they want. The tyrants will become more tyrant. The thieves will come and just steal it because they know that you're not going to get angry, you're not going to report it, you're not going to be upset about it. So therefore, even the Prophet ﷺ, he was really moved, and he was really disturbed by the death of his uncle, and not just because he died, he was his uncle, but the way how he was killed, radiallahu anhu. And Wahshi, again, he's a Sahabi, so we can't say anything about him. But for that period, the Prophet ﷺ ordered for his assassination. And then he comes and not one verse, not two, three verses were revealed. It shows that how Allah is so merciful, right? So many merciful. The Prophet ﷺ was given the most of mercy. That's why he was rahmatul lil alameen. But more than Allah, more than the Prophet ﷺ is Allah who's most merciful, and that's why he's most forgiving. And even for this type of person, Allah reveals three verses of the Quran that if this doesn't work, okay, Allah sends out a third verse, because he wanted to come. He felt that what he did was wrong, but he was so ashamed that he just couldn't have the ability to come and face the Prophet ﷺ for what he has done. And therefore, these verses came down, especially this verse, Ya ibadi ladina asrafu, those who have transgressed over themselves, they should come, La taqnatu min rahmatillah, they should not despair from Allah's mercy. And to be in a state of despair, it's one of the most sinful, state, that you are just not having hope in God that He will forgive you. And that's why you should never say that, oh Allah, I don't know if you're going to forgive me or not. No, Allah is going to forgive. He will forgive. You have to just keep asking. You don't know when is He going to forgive. And therefore, I have to keep on asking. I have to keep on making. I have to keep on struggle. I have to keep on working hard. But I should never give up hope and have full hope. And Wahshi, when he comes to the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet ﷺ forgives him, and he overcomes everything. And he knows that this person, he accepts Islam, and Islam diminishes everything that came before. He's clean slate. He's like a newborn, as if he has done nothing. But still, the Prophet ﷺ said to Wahshi, that Wahshi, you have been forgiven. I have nothing against you. It's just that try your best not to come before me, so I do not see you and I do not remember those moments of my uncle. He just said, just do me that favor. Just do me a favor, do not come in front of me. And he honored that. He honored that for the rest of his life. And he didn't live that long, the Prophet ﷺ. And later on, he made up, and he said to the Prophet that, "Oh Prophet, I will make up." He was the one who killed the Musaylim al-Kadhab, the one who waged war against the Muslims after the Prophet ﷺ passed away, and he claimed to be the Prophet, the first Dajjal of this ummah. And he killed him, Wahshi. Radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him and all the companions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So changing the situation. So the Prophet ﷺ didn't want it to get in that emotional state, and therefore he told him not to come, because that was the best move, the best that he could do. So changing your situation, changing the environment, changing, if something upsets you, don't go to that. Don't do those. Don't say those. Don't hear those. Don't be with that. Don't be with those people who make you angry. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those people. The Prophet ﷺ was told that if it wasn't for Allah's mercy and your humbleness and your kindness towards the people have run away from you. However, on the other hand, the Prophet ﷺ said about Umar, who he was known for his anger and his temperament. He said that if there was a prophet after me, it would have been Umar. So it just shows that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just kind of changed these people and made them these jewels and pearls of their time, that nobody could, reach their level. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those people who can control their anger, and they can use that anger and that quality and that attribute that we have in the right form, in the right way, that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Rabbi Ya Kareem. It's already 7:34. We have about 25 or 4 minutes. I just wanted to, because now we have most of the people with us, so I just wanted to say something about Tonight is the first night of the last 10 nights, the last 10 days, the last one third of the month of Ramadan. These are very precious hours that are about to start, inshallah. The 21st night is one of the odd nights. It could be Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr is whether you by yourself or with your family, or wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in this world that we are in. Um, know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering your calls and is listening to your prayers, and He's answering to whatever you plead to Him. And the angels, Ar-Ruh al-Quds, Jibreel alayhi salam, along with many angels, he descends and he comes down, he's greeting you for whatever prayer that you can. If you're praying your Isha, if you're praying your Taraweeh, if you're just going to sleep and then waking up for suhoor, إن الله وملائكته يصلون على المتسحرين, that Allah and His angels, they send blessings upon those who do suhoor. So just remember that even if you're eating suhoor, if you just prayed your Isha and your Taraweeh and had your suhoor and then prayed Fajr, inshallah, you have gained, if it was Laylatul Qadr, you have gained Laylatul Qadr, inshallah. Maybe you're not here with a bigger gathering. Again, and I will say this, and I've said this many times, that who knows that Allah wants to test our individual ibadah. How good are we and how strong are we when we are by ourselves, and when we are praying, and when we're engaging in ibadah, and we are supplicating, and we're praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by ourselves. So alhamdulillah, we will have our gathering like we have every night, inshallah. Tonight we will have our juz recitation, inshallah. But do try to do some extra ibadah tonight, as it's the 21st night, inshallah. And do stay in active worship, whatever you can. A lot of people have been asking about i'tikaf. And that's one of the things that I really want to mention. I'll take a few more minutes, inshallah. I'tikaf is a sunnah, and in terms of our fiqhi term, it's sunnah mu'akkada ala al-kifaya, meaning it's an emphasized sunnah. Meaning, in other words, the Prophet ﷺ did i'tikaf every year. And in 1 year, he did i'tikaf for the entire month, and he did that for several times. So the purpose of i'tikaf is to gain Laylatul Qadr, because if you are in i'tikaf, you are in a state of ibadah in every single moment of your i'tikaf. So every single second, you are in active ibadah, even if you're not doing anything. And that's the purpose of i'tikaf. That 10 days you're staying in one place, even if you don't do anything, and that's actually makruh, dislike to do nothing. But even if you're doing nothing, if you're just sitting there, right? Your meter is running. You are in a state of ibadah. So even if you did nothing throughout the night, and you just did the bare minimum, you did your Isha and you did your Taraweeh and you did your Fajr Salah, but you are in a state, you will be as if you were in ibadah throughout the night, because you are in i'tikaf. So that's the main purpose, and that's the legal perspective of it. So even if one person, it's sunnah muakkada. Now, ala al-kifaya, what does that mean? If even one person does i'tikaf from the Muslim community, it suffices the entire community. If nobody does it, it's not a fard or wajib. Nobody becomes a sinner, or nobody is sinful to anyone not to do i'tikaf. So it's okay if we didn't do i'tikaf and nobody did i'tikaf this Ramadan. The whole world is like that. Every masjid, the Masjid al-Haram, Masjid al-Nabawi, Masjid al-Aqsa, they're all closed. There are nobody doing i'tikaf in these places. So what I will suggest that you could do i'tikaf in your home. If you had planned, or you have plans to do i'tikaf, even if it's not a whole 10-day i'tikaf, even if you plan to do a few days of i'tikaf, please go ahead and do it. Do it in your home. And the ruling is that you will designate a place in your house, whether it's the basement, your living room, your bedroom. You just designate an area in your house where you just stay there for 10 days of Ramadan, day and night, which starts by sun down tonight. From sundown tonight, it starts the 10 days of i'tikaf. So if you're planning to do i'tikaf, you could start right out at sundown, meaning that you stay in that designated area and you do not leave that area unnecessarily for your personal needs. For example, you need to use a bathroom, you could go. You need to take a shower, you could go. There's nobody there to serve your meals, you could go and cook for yourself or prepare your meal or whatever you need to do. You cannot go out of the house for work or for any other things. Those are the things you cannot do. But if you have to do those things and you still want to do i'tikaf, you could do a nafli i'tikaf. Nafli i'tikaf, it means you start at any time and you end at any time. You start in the morning and somewhere at 10 o'clock if you have to leave, and then you come back in at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and then you start your i'tikaf again until the next morning or until the evening. That's usually done in a proper masjid, but your masjid of your home, your masjid al-bayt, right? وَجَعَلُوا بُيُوتَكُمْ قِبْلَةً, your qibla of your house, your masjid of your house, where you are praying, that designated area, you could make that as your i'tikaf place. If you're doing a 10-day i'tikaf, then you make that as your i'tikaf place and you stay there for the entire 10 days and you do not leave unless for very dire necessity, like using a bathroom, etc. Other than that, you will not exit. So I hope that anyone in this group who wanted to ask the question about i'tikaf or was enthusiastic about this i'tikaf, what's going to happen this year. So that's inshallah the plan, and hopefully that Allah accepts every single small little action that we do, every act of worship, all of our ibadah that we do in this month, in particular those who are going to do i'tikaf and those who are going to inshallah engage in more acts of ibadah and active worship. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us. No, you cannot go to your house backyard because that will be considered outside of the house. So your designated area that you have designated for your i'tikaf, like I mentioned, your bedroom, could be a living room, could be your basement. MashaAllah, there was a kid back from New Jersey contacted me 2 days ago and he said, I want to do i'tikaf, and he's just a kid, he's barely out of high school. Yeah, he's now in college, I guess. I've known him since he was very little. And he said, I want to do i'tikaf. Can I do it in the basement? I said, yeah, go for it. And I told him that just make your basement your i'tikaf place, that you do not leave the basement unless if you really need to, you need to use a bathroom, etc. So backyard will be outside of the house. I'm talking about your designated area. So that will be even beyond just the house. So it means that you should stay within that area. You're sleeping, you're eating, you're drinking, you're everything that you're going to do. Or you could set up a tent in your backyard if you want, if you have a shed. I don't know if you want, if you have some, sometimes people, I think it's not very common that people have a guest house or in-laws house in their backyard. It's actually with full facility. It has heating and cooling and everything and bathroom. So that could also be fine if you want to do i'tikaf in that place. You would just be cut off from everyone. It's good to be within the house. So if you are in any need or you have any necessity or any emergency, there's someone there, you're not away. In a masjid, mashallah, when we have many people in i'tikaf, because there's people around and, and therefore it's, we have those little cubicles in our masjids. May Allah accept from everyone. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah you can do Surah Waqi'ah inshallah whenever you get a chance. Or should we just go Surah Waqi'ah and then we do the Adhkar short, make the Adhkar and brief? Do we have a vote? What is your suggestion? Do we have enough time to do Surah Waqi'ah and Du'a? It's 7:44. We don't. Ya Rabbana Ya Kareem. Nobody has anything to say? Okay. We're good. You good for with that with whatever? MashaAllah. MashaAllah. I don't have the du'as open up. Does anybody, Brother Imran or Brother Muzaffar, do you have the du'as open?
I will open it.
Let me see if I can get it. I know it's one of those times of the day where everybody's exhausted. Um, but that's fine, inshallah. Yeah, I got it. No. I think we will do Surah Waqi'ah. I think that, inshallah, Quran takes preference over any other dua, so we'll do that. Oh, okay. Yes. Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا وقعت الواقعة ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا فكانت هباء منبثا وكنتم أزواجا ثلاثة فأصحاب الميمنة ما أصحاب الميمنة وأصحاب المشأمة ما أصحاب المشأمة والسابقون السابقون أولئك المقربون في جنات النعيم ثلة من الأولين وقليل من الآخرين على سرر موضونة متكئين عليها متقابلين يطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون بأكواب وأباريق وكأس من معين لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون وفاكهة مما يتخيرون ولحم طير مما يشتهون وحور عين كأمثال اللؤلؤ المكنون جزاء بما كانوا يعملون لا يسمعون فيها لغوا ولا تأثيما إلا قيلا سلاما سلاما وأصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين في سدر مخضود وطلح منضود وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب وفاكهة كثيرة لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة وفرش مرفوعة إنا أنشأناهن إن شاء فجعلناهن أبكارا عربا أترابا لأصحاب اليمين ثلة من الأولين وثلة من الآخرين وأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال في سموم وحميم وظل من يحموم لا بارد ولا كريم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين وكانوا يصرون على الحنث العظيم وكانوا يقولون أئذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما أئنا لمبعوثون أو آباؤنا الأولون قل إن الأولين والآخرين لمجموعون إلى ميقات يوم معلوم ثم إنكم أيها الضالون المكذبون لآكلون من شجر من زقوم فمالئون منها البطون فشاربون عليه من الحميم فشاربون شرب الهيم هذا نزلهم يوم الدين نحن خلقناكم فلولا تصدقون أفرأيتم ما تمنون أأنتم تخلقونه أم نحن الخالقون نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت وما نحن بمسبوقين على أن نبدل أمثالكم وننشئكم فيما لا تعلمون ولقد علمتم النشأة الأولى فلولا تذكرون أفرأيتم ما تحرثون أأنتم تزرعونه أم نحن الزارعون لو نشاء لجعلناه حطاما فظلتم تفكهون إنا لمغرمون بل نحن محرومون أفرأيتم الماء الذي تشربون أأنتم أنزلتموه من المزن أم نحن المنزلون لو نشاء جعلناه أجاجا فلولا تشكرون أفرأيتم النار التي تورون أأنتم أنشأتم شجرتها أم نحن المنشئون نحن جعلناها تذكرة ومتاعا للمقوين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عظيم إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون تنزيل من رب العالمين أفبهذا الحديث أنتم مدهنون وتجعلون رزقكم أنكم تكذبون فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون فلولا إن كنتم غير مدينين ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح وريحان وجنة نعيم وأما إن كان من أصحاب اليمين فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين وأما إن كان من المكذبين الضالين فنزل من حميم وتصلية جحيم إن هذا لهو حق اليقين فسبح باسم ربك العظيم سبحان الله بحمده سبحان الله العظيم سبحان الله بحمده سبحان الله العظيم سبحان الله بحمده سبحان الله العظيم اللهم لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكون من الخاسرين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. We ask Allah to bless us on this special evening of the end of the second Ashrah, the second third of the month of Ramadan. Oh Allah, accept all of us, accept all of our good deeds, accept all of it, all of what we have offered to you. Allah, excuse us of the shortcoming that we have done and the things that we were supposed to do and we couldn't do to the best of our ability. Oh Allah, excuse us for that. Allah, don't allow us to be deprived from the blessings that you are going to shower upon those whom you have blessed in these coming days and nights. And oh Allah, give us every portion and every bit and every amount and every iota of those blessings and don't deprive any one of us, any of our community members, any of our volunteers, any of our brothers and sisters and children and those whom are we are close to and those that we make dua for. Allah, give us all the blessings of this world and the hereafter and give us the ability to obtain all the blessings of Laylatul Qadr. And oh Allah, bless those who are offering anything on behalf of all the people, their generous donations, their du'as, their supplications, their help, their physical support, their emotional support, their any support that anyone who's any contribution towards our community, towards the Muslims in particular, and towards humanity in general. Oh Allah, bless them, put barakah in their time and effort and energy, and keep them healthy and safe, and protect them and protect all of us from all the calamities of this world and the hereafter. And oh Allah, put barakah in our time, and oh Allah, bless our children in our next generation and those children who are about to come and those whom are still in the process of developing in their mother's womb. Oh Allah, protect them and preserve them and give them, keep them safe and keep them healthy and keep their moms healthy and keep their dads healthy. And oh Allah, protect all of those families who have children, little children, baby children, newborns, and those who are now growing up. In Allah, protect them and preserve them and make them coolness to the eyes of the parents. And Allah, give afiyah to all those who are sick in our community, all of those who are sick in any form or any shape and any type. Oh Allah, give them afiyah. Allahumma nasaluka al-afiyah, nasaluka al-afiyah, nasaluka al-afiyah fi dunya wal-akhirah. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في ديننا ودنيانا وأهلنا وأموالنا وكل شيء أعطيتنا. اللهم اجعلنا وإياهم في كنفك وأمانك وعياذك من شر كل شيطان مريد ومن شر كل جبار عنيد. All of those who are suffering any type of financial situation, oh Allah, make it easy for them. أغرنا بفضلك عمن سواك. Oh Allah, with the barakah of Surah Waqi'ah and with the barakah of the Quran and with the barakah of the supplications of our Prophet ﷺ and with the barakah of this day and with the barakah of this time and when you are accepting supplications and du'as, oh Allah, make it an ease and comfortable opening for those who are suffering financially. And oh Allah, give all of us afiyah in our rizq and give us in abundance. O Allah, give us rizq in abundance. O Allah, give us rizq in abundance. And O Allah, those who are suffering or have lost their jobs, O Allah, provide them the most suitable jobs for them. And those who are suffering of any financial difficulty, O Allah, make it easy for them. And O Allah, bless those who are helping them. And O Allah, bless those individuals and those volunteers and those supporters and those helpers, those Ansar like the Ansar of Medina. O Allah, just like you have blessed them with the dua of our Prophet ﷺ for the Ansar of Medina. O Allah, bless those individuals who are the Ansar of this time and this pandemic. And O Allah, bless them and help them and support them and aid them. And O Allah, reward them and replace their generosity with your generosity that is beyond any generosity. And O Allah, bless all of us. And O Allah, show us a better day, a better time that we are in at this time. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us a blessed Ramadan and give us the best of this Ramadan. سبحان الله بحمده سبحان الله العظيم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نعوذ بك من شر ما استعاذك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أنت المستعان وعليك التكلان ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. If I were to choose one dua that we skipped from the duas that we skipped, I would say this dua and please repeat with me. Allahumma anta rabbi la ilaha illa anta alayka tawakkaltu wa anta rabbul arshil azim ma sha Allahu kan wa ma lam yasha lam yakun ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم أعلم أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما اللهم إني أعوذ بك من شر نفسي ومن شر كل دابة أنت آخذ بناصيتها إن ربي على صراط مستقيم يا حي يا قيوم برحمتك نستغيث ومن عذابك نستجير أصلح لنا شأننا كله ولا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا ولا إلى أحد من خلقك طرفة عين. My second choice will be اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الهم والحزن وأعوذ بك من العجز والكسل وأعوذ بك من الجبن والبخل وأعوذ بك من غلبة الدين وقهر الرجال سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون سلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين بارك الله فيكم جزاكم الله خير for joining. I believe it's time, or I guess there is another minute or two. The time is sunset in Sharon. Time is sunset in Sharon. 58. Okay, so okay, it is 50. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. May Allah accept your fasting. Those who are within the Sharon area, you can, inshallah, start with your iftar. Brother Muzaffar, if you're around, can you do the adhan?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله